Gemini, welcome to your weekly love reading with Venus Archangel. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. For those of you that are not sure of your placements, I do have a link for you guys in the description box for you to check out your placements, because this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For those of you that have watched my videos or have never watched a video of tarot before, welcome. All messages may not resonate, okay? Because this is a general reading that's going to be branching out to as many people as possible, so they can get some advice and some insight in their love lives too. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get up into this. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look, Gemini. What's going on with your love life? What's going on with your love life? What's going on with your love life? What's going on with your love life, Gemini? What's going on with your love life? What do you need to know? Let's see what's going on. Let's get some insight. Ooh, 2 swords. Ooh, what? Page of Cups. Ooh, and the Page of Pentacles. What? Oh my God. Okay, okay. Internally, all right. Okay. Okay. It's not bad. Okay. Ooh. Gemini, if I swear to God, if y'all get married and I didn't get no invitation, somebody's gonna get in trouble. Alright? Alright, you better be sending me them invitations, okay? I wanna see this, alright? Somebody is getting married or something? Oh, Gemini, that's so sweet. Alright, guys. So, in the past, y'all have the 2 of Swords. So there was a situation where maybe there was difficult, you know, difficult to deal with, difficult to want to be a part of, to be absolutely honest. There may have been a decision that needed to be made, but it was hard. It was a hard decision, right? It's not easy to make a decision like this. Especially when you have 2 swords here. It's like, whew, that's a perspective choice. That's a, you know, moral choice, in my opinion. So it's, you know, yeah, there were some, it was hard to make a decision, specifically so, right? It was even harder because you possibly weren't seeing what was in front of you, right? There was something that was blocking your view. You didn't want to see it. So it's, you know, I do feel like with the 2 of Swords, though, since this is being in the past, you did have to pick a side. You did have to pick, you know, not pick a side, but, you know, make a decision. Now, presently, you have the Page of Cups, which I'm going to show real close. You guys have new love, puppy love as well. I feel like you guys are really trying to bring that emotional, you know, commitment back, or so, not emotional commitment, but emotional spark back. And for some of you guys, there's a lot of heart-to-heart communication, heart-to-heart conversations. You guys are really working towards building the relationship in small set of ways, really nice ways. Communication is key. Communication is key. Now, with your future, you have the Page of Pentacles. This is a long-term commitment, right? This is really also looking at the details, figuring out what you want, but also being offered something of value. So this is somebody that could be offering you love here, or offering you something that's long-term. Some of y'all could be, you know, I feel like, you know, this could be serious. This is very serious. The Page of Cups is also somebody offering love as well. Okay. Now, jumping back to the past here with the 2 of Swords, you have here with the 2 of Swords here, the 6 of Pentacles in your inner energy, in your internal energy. Now, internal energy is focusing on your emotions in how you feel internally. Obviously, I just said that. It's focusing on how you feel internally, what's going on in your head, what your thought processes, everything like that. So, the 6 of Pentacles, I do get the sense that there was this balancing. There's this need to, like, this receiving and giving, and kind of in that, it's honestly, it's like a balancing the scales. It's very interesting. But I do feel like with this situation, you were in balance, right? There was nothing necessarily wrong about the situation, in my opinion. Like with the 6 of Pentacles, this is a really good card. You could be receiving, you could be giving with gratitude, but there was some sort of perspective that was needed at this time for you to make some sort of decision. There was something going on or maybe there was a period of time where you had to balance stuff out, where you were in the process of balancing things out. Maybe something wasn't always like this. Maybe this was a period of time where you're like, you didn't want to see the situation, or there was a difficult decision that you had to make because of some stuff that needed to be sorted out, some things that really needed to have a good, balancing thing. Maybe you had to, make sure that, you weren't dipping your toes into their business and they were dipping your toes into your business. I'm not saying that, you guys, someone's invading someone's privacy, but more so that somebody is overstepping in the relationship field where somebody isn't giving their 2 cents, they're giving their 50%. Communicating, talking things out, working through difficult situations, right? There's somebody that may not have been doing that, but there was a process of it getting right. There was a lot of communication. It was proper readjustment. Because here in your external energy, you have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is talking about having to be stuck, feeling stuck in limbo, unable to move because there was a certain perspective that needed to be seen. And of course, right, you can't make a move, especially if there's a decision that needs to be made, without clarity, without actually seeing what's going on. Because the Two of Swords was definitely showing you that there were some things that you may have been missing. Okay, so I feel like that's what was going on in the past there. Now, considering that you had gained this perspective and you've made that decision, I do feel like there's some new stuff coming in. This new love, this puppy love and everything like that, communication about how you feel. And you're putting in a lot of work. You're really, really working diligently. And I feel like you're not really thinking about necessarily the end game or how much you've been working. You're really focusing on what it is that needs to be changed. Potentially, we're talking more about your emotions, being more vulnerable with your partner, building something that can lead to something very stable, which is looking pretty solid here in the Page of Pentacles. So there is work that you're putting in, and this work is really, again, like I was saying, about being vulnerable. Now, for those of you that are in love with a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, this could be this person. They have a hard time communicating as well. Or this doesn't have to be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This could be anybody. Anybody that has a hard time talking about how they feel, that doesn't communicate how they feel, but it has a lot of things going on. So I do feel like this person is very in love with you, or you're very in love with them. The King of Cups would be considered someone outside of you, but considering this is a general reading, right? This is talking about a fixed sign. You may not have any fixed signs or anybody around you, so this could potentially be you feeling more vulnerable, feeling more open to giving love and receiving love, giving support and receiving support. You're very emotionally in tune right now, for those of you that are single. And then for those of you that are in relationships, this is the person that you're feeling the love for them, and they're feeling the love for you hardcore. There's a lot of emotions going on. However, communication is not happening here. There's really hardly any communication here either. So I feel like there is this work that needs to be done, right? There's work that's happening now to communicate. That's why the president's talking about the Page of Cups. So I feel like you're working here diligently, or somebody's working really hard here, especially internally. I feel like you're really working on being more vulnerable, exposing how you feel, and talking about how you feel to the people that you love, to the person that you love, the person that you're in a relationship with. Because how else are you going to build something new if you can't talk about it, right? And I feel like that's why it's so important for you to work on it, right? Or that's why it's so important that you work on it, right? For yourself. Because you want to make the relationship work. You know what you love, and your love is there. And you're an air sign as well. Your gift is being able to communicate as clearly as possible and be blunt with it too. I think, yeah, but it's just you're an air sign too, right? We got to remember that. Air signs, I'm an air sign too, so we don't like feeling vulnerable like that. We don't like talking about our emotions. We don't want to be all gushy mushy. I mean, even though I'm a Libra and that's not the worst thing in the world, it's still kind of like, ugh. It's a little bit of a place of that's territory that leaves us feeling very weird. And considering that you guys are Geminis, right? You don't really want to go too high in the things being awesome, or you want to be too low and things feeling horrible. You want to have that right ratio. And sometimes it does, and the reason why you don't want them to be so either super extreme or on either spectrum is because you feel that way all the time. So yeah, Talking about how you feel is very difficult. But the fact that you're putting the work into it shows that it shows how much you love this individual and how much you really want to make this work. But it's all about how they doing, right? Are they putting in the effort? Are they coming out and talking to you about how they feel? You know, it has to, that give and take that's in the past here. Is it showing its work? Now, in the future, you have the Page of Pentacles, so something is potentially being offered here. Something of long-term commitment, something that's going to show longevity. I feel like, and it's really committed. However, I feel like with the Page of Pentacles, there is something that you potentially have to look closely at, right? Looking at the details, really, knowing what the situation is worth, right? Somebody's offering you something of value. I feel like that for sure. Because considering that the external energy is the Two of Cups, this person feels the same way. But you have the Five of Cups here. So the Five of Cups, for some of you guys, this could really indicate that you may feel like you've lost something very precious, something very valuable to you. Everything looked great here, so it's just like, how did you guys get, what are you losing here? Something may be lost. You may feel like there's something that's gone internally, but there's still a relationship here, and it shows, right? Because you have the Five of Cups, right? And you see the Two Cups at the end. Boom, that's where it is externally. So be careful, right? In regards to the future, it's looking like, you're looking at the physical, you're looking at potentially, maybe you guys are not together, and therefore, like, you guys, because the Three of Cups can talk about reunion, right? It's not just support and everything, it could be reunion. Maybe you feel like, maybe you miss them so much, right? They're not actually with you here. Maybe you're working very diligently in some ways to connect with them, right? But even though they're not there, potentially, they are there in your heart, or they're with you at all times. It's just about shifting the focus of what's real and what can be done. It's tedious work that needs to be done. There's things that need to happen, but there is still a commitment here. There's still something that's presenting itself to stand the test of time. This relationship is still here, and it shows that. You and this person feels the same way. So if you ever have any doubts along the way about how they feel, about any sort of conversation or conflict that you may end up getting involved in the future, this person feels the same way about you, always. They're somewhat of a, honestly, they're a mirror. This person's a soulmate. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your romance angels. This reading has been the clearest out of all of the readings I've done so far, guys. Ooh, romantic feelings. Just come out of the woodworks. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Goodness, that is so amazing. Yes, communication, talking about things, exploring those emotional feelings with this individual, falling in love with them again. For those of you that are in relationships, talking about how you feel, being open to love. And then this is about what's real, right? What is value? What is your love? Does your love show value? And can it take you to the next level? And I believe it can. It may not be there, right? They may not be there physically, but this is a relationship that can last a very long time if you can shift your focus from what's not here to what you do have currently. That's a hard thing, right? It's very hard. Wow, guys, this has been a very clear reading, man, and I really feel like, there is some work that needs to be done this week, right? But hey, you have a loving relationship, and you are in love. And honestly, for those of you that are single, right, you guys are feeling that love, right? You're feeling that love, and you are just allowing yourself to be vulnerable this week. It's hard to do, especially when we're shifting into Cancer. It's hard to do, but you guys can do it. So I definitely would quickly advocate, right, to go ahead and get your readings done before the Gemini sale goes up. I did it for you guys' birthday. So if you guys, so before the season ends, which is the 20th of this month, go ahead and get your readings, so that way you can potentially, be prepared for Gemini season, not for Gemini season, for Cancer season. All right, you guys. This has been your reading for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Good luck this week, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye now.